Some questions and answers related to California's other constitutional officers, meaning beyond the governor. Um, how are the California constitutional officers elected? They're elected on a statewide basis by all the state's electors. How many constitutional officers are there? There are a total of 9 constitutional offices. Which 2 constitutional officers are usually gubernatorial appointees in other states? The 2 offices that are normally appointees of a governor in most other states are the Superintendent of Public Instruction and the Insurance Commissioner. Does any constitutional office contain more than one official? Yes. Even though there are 4 members of the Board of Equalization, they're described here as one statewide office. When are statewide officials elected? All the constitutional officers are subject to election every 4 years at the same time as the governor is on the statewide ballot. When do constitutional officers take their oath of office? They take office on the first Monday following January 1. Do the governor and lieutenant governor run as one ticket like the president and vice president at the federal level? No. The lieutenant governor runs separately, so the governor and lieutenant governor are not on the same ticket. What is the official legislative role of the lieutenant governor? She or he serves as the president of the Senate, who casts a vote in the case of a tie. What else does the lieutenant governor serve on? She or he serves on a number of boards and commissions, such as the chair of the State Lands Commission. When does the lieutenant governor take over for the governor? Under California's constitution, the lieutenant governor serves as acting governor whenever the governor is absent from the state, and she or he automatically becomes governor if a vacancy occurs in the office of governor. What role does the lieutenant governor play in education policy in the state? The LG serves as a voting member of the Board of Regents of the University of California, as well as a voting member of the Board of Trustees of the California State University System. What's the official role of the Attorney General of California? The AG is the chief law enforcement officer of the state. What is the Department of Justice that's headed by the Attorney General? The DOJ includes over 4,500 employees who are engaged in a variety of law enforcement and legal services and has main offices in Sacramento, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Oakland, and Fresno. Who is the Chief Fiscal Officer of California? The State Controller is, who's responsible for accountability and disbursement of the state's financial resources, and she or he conducts independent audits of government agencies that spend state funds. What other roles does the controller have? The controller also administers the payroll system for state government employees, as well as CSU employees. And the controller serves on 70 boards and commissions with authority ranging from state public land management to crime victim compensation. What role does the controller have with state authorities? The controller sits on several boards, including the Franchise Tax Board and the Board of Equalization, as well as the boards of the nation's 2 largest public pension funds, CalPERS and CalSTRS. What role does the state treasurer have? The state treasurer has broad responsibilities and authority in the areas of investment and finance and serves as the state's lead asset manager, banker, and financier. What entities does the treasurer serve on? The treasurer serves as a member of numerous state authorities, boards, and commissions, including the Public Employee Retirement System, CalPERS, the State Teacher Retirement System, CalSTRS, as well as chairing the Tax Credit Allocation Committee, and as a member of the board of the California Housing Finance Agency, among others. What role is played by the Secretary of State? The Secretary of State oversees the campaign and lobbying filings in its political reform divisions and oversees elections in the state, among other provisions. How large is the Secretary of State's office? It's comprised of nearly 500 people whose responsibilities, including making government more transparent and accessible in the areas of elections, business, political campaigns, advocacy, and historical treasures. What is the power of the insurance commissioner? The commissioner regulates almost all lines of insurance, with the notable exception of workers' compensation. Which entity does the commissioner oversee? The commissioner heads the Department of Insurance, DOI or CDI for California Department of Insurance, which was actually created back in 1868 as part of a national system of state-based insurance regulation. What does the CDI do? Nearly 1,400 employees work at CDI to oversee more than 1,300 insurance companies. They license more than 400,000 agents, brokers, adjusters, and business entities. CDI also annually processes more than 8,000 rate applications. It issues approximately 190,000 new and renewed licenses and performs hundreds of financial reviews and examination of insurers doing business in the state. Which constitutional officer does not run with a party affiliation? The State Superintendent of Public Instruction, otherwise known as SPI, is the nonpartisan elected executive officer of California's Department of Education. It was once originally a partisan office. What role does the superintendent play? The SPI directs all functions of the Department of Education. He or she executes policies set by the California State Board of Education and also heads and chairs the Board of Education. Who comprises the Board of Equalization, the BOE? It actually has 5 members. The controller, by his or her position, plus the 4 elected BOE members, and they represent 4 districts for the entire state. What are the roles of the BOE? Their job is primarily regarding local property tax assessments, but there are some areas of taxation that are under its purview, as set forth in the state constitution, such as aircraft assessment and insurance taxation. How was the BOE established? It was actually established back in 1879 by a constitutional amendment. And the BOE was initially charged with responsibility for ensuring that county property tax assessment practices were equal and uniform throughout the state, hence their name, equalization.